Good afternoon, juniors.
Hi, I'm Mr. Christopher.
My name is Mrs. Seuss, and we are presenting to you senior class elections.
Next year is a pretty important year for obvious reasons. We have tons of activities that are probably one of the most memorable events that you will, look back in years and years and think like that was an amazing event, such as senior prom, such as some events that you actually probably don't realize happen in senior year, but you will remember them, like reflections and class night.
Class night.
So tonight, or today in ninth period, what you're going to be doing is, we changed it up a little bit. The format is not just going to be a speech of candidates that tell you what they're planning on doing or what their qualifications are, because I think you've heard many of these speeches. This is the third year that some of them are running.
So instead of doing campaign speeches, we have given each candidate a specific question that pertains to a specific activity from senior year. We're trying to make it a little bit more decisive, kind of like a candidate debate, so that you can choose the answer and the candidate who shares the same opinions and plans for senior year as you do.
So without further ado, let's get into the questions.
All right. So the first question is for the senior class president. And question number one is, what ideas do you have for senior prom, including colors, themes, party favors, etc.?
The second question for the president is, one of the most important things that they must do is actually give your commencement speech. And so in front of 10,000 people at Crawford Stadium, they have to deliver a meaningful and touching, you would say touching?
I would say touching.
Okay, a touching speech. And so we gave them the opportunity to just put a sample together. We are not asking them to create a speech, but they have to stand up in front of peers, in front of family, so we thought we'd put them to the test. They are going to give a 30-second segment of what would be a possible speech that they would give to you. They don't have the ability to have it written in front of them. It's all from memory, because many times that's what the class officer needs to do up on stage. They can't be sitting there reading from a script. So we put them to the test, and that's the second thing that the president must do.
Okay, moving on to the office of vice president. Question one will be a clip from the reflection ceremony. Reflections is the night before graduation, and it's another touching event where students are asked to, what word am I looking for?
MC?
Are asked to MC the event, and this event is dedicated to friends, family, and faculty. So the vice presidential candidates were asked to give their best introduction for an act. So, don't just stand up there and say, next we have Mary singing Fun dedicated to her family. They have to come up with an original, catchy introduction that really gets to the heart of the performance.
All right. And the second thing that the vice president must do, since they also help with planning the senior prom, we asked them the last song. It's a pretty important song that many people look forward to. And so we said, what would be your last song at the senior prom if you had the capability of choosing that song? So we just asked them to give them their opinion. So maybe it matches yours, maybe it has maybe it's a song that you've never heard of. So we gave them those two things to give to you.
Do you remember your last song at senior prom?
I remember my song was My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Good
Do you
choice.
remember that song?
Good choice.
That ages me. All right.
Okay, the third office is the office of secretary, and question one pertains to class night. Class night, think about it as a big graduation party before graduation to kind of just get together with your classmates one last time. It's, there's food, fun, entertainment, possibly ice cream, yay. So secretary is usually in charge of this event. And the question we've planned is, if you have to decide whether or not food was served at class night, what would you do? Would you charge $7 for a ticket and there would be food at the event? Or would you ixnay the food, say no food at class night, and make the tickets free? What to do? Yeah,
that's a decision they'll have to make. So we hope that that's something, once again, you can relate to. The second question that they must do, an all-important event of senior year, is going to be hopefully winning some type of trophy at Powder Puff. And seniors get first choice, and we know that the seniors have the opportunity to do something different than the juniors and sophomores. So the secretary was given that option. What type of shirt do you think you would be the person if you had to make the decision? Many of the options that they had in the past are tie-dye, camouflage, or animal print. So we asked them, what would you choose as the person making that decision? And it has to be something that hopefully the rest of the senior class would also enjoy. So these are their answers.
Okay, and the final office is the office of treasurer, the money manager. And going back to the senior prom, we just asked them a straightforward, simple question. What type of food would you go with at senior prom? What type of menu would you create? Would you go more in a fancy direction? Maybe boeuf bourguignon, some chicken à la française, some filet mignon. Or, did you catch the French?
Yeah, I saw.
Or would you go with something easy, simple, fun, chicken fingers, fries, what else, mozzarella sticks? Which direction would you go for the menu?
We gave them that decision because most often with the treasurer, they have to do the budget. So you would assume that the fancier the meal, the more money that it would cost behind it. So they've got to make decisions for you to say, we want this event to be as fun as possible, but keeping in mind the budget. So let's hear what their answers are for that one, as well as the second thing, the most, I think, memorable event of senior year, which not everybody takes a part of, but we think you should, the Disney trip. And this year we've given them the option of, if you can go for 4 nights. The usual trip actually has been 3-night trips. This is going to be a possibility that we can go for 4 nights, so giving the person the opportunity to budget money. We asked the treasurer, would you, and everybody has to obviously do the same thing, would you give the opportunity to go for 4 nights but have an increase of $100 on the ticket? Or do you think that we should keep it at the 3-night and keep it at the price that it has been for relatively the last few years? So that's their decision, and hopefully maybe it matches yours or it does not match yours.
All right. Well, the voting is in your hands, future seniors. We hope that you choose wisely. Senior year is a very important one. We need these officers to be diligent, fun, and just people who are really going to make this year memorable.
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
All right, have a good one.
Hey juniors, I am Josh Bauer, and I'm running to be your senior class president. I believe that I fulfilled my duties as president for the past 2 years, especially this year since I've effectively, meticulously, and beautifully planned and executed Winter Ball. I've also brought many new ideas to the table in regards to future fundraisers and even our senior prom. If elected, I plan to bring these ideas to formation and create the best senior year for our class.
Hey everybody, my name is Julia Gennardi, and it is my dream to be your senior class president. I strongly believe that unifying the grade before we graduate is important to exceeding our expectations of senior year. I plan on reaching out to the grade and creating events that tailor everyone's needs and desires of senior year. I also believe that being a senior involves everyone coming together, and I think that being one is important in our senior year. Vote for me for class president of 2015.
Voting for me doesn't get you a president. I won't be the president. I want to be your class president. Of the 11 schools that I've attended since kindergarten, I'm proudest to say that I've gone to North Penn. And as your president, I want to make everyone here proud to be a knight. Vote for me to change what it means to be a knight.
Our senior prom is a night unlike any other we will ever experience. With a knowledge of already attending the senior prom, I will use that as well as other requests to plan the best prom for all involved. I believe that any dance, in order to be successful, needs at least 3 important elements: good music, good food, and a theme that is carried throughout. Using these elements, we will have better food and added entertainment, which would make our senior prom classy and beautiful, but most importantly, the best night of our high school years.
I think we've all imagined our senior prom a certain way. I imagine mine at Drexelbrook with tropical flowers and cookie cutter palm trees handed out as favors, but senior prom isn't about what I want. I think creating surveys and reaching out to everyone on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter will benefit us the most, because then everyone can have a say in how our last dance at North Penn will go. And I think that reaching out to everyone will make our senior prom the best it can be.
Imagine walking into a large, open, rustic barn. The moment you enter, you're in an atmosphere of serene southern hospitality and charm. When you look up, little Christmas lights are lined all along the high ceiling, and strings of larger balls of light hang from beam to beam, emitting a beautiful stream of soft, romantic lighting onto the tables and dance floor. And right over top the dance floor is a wagon wheel with mason jars filled with lights hanging from the edge of the wheel. The mood drawn from the color and lights would be perfect for a fun and romantic experience with all your friends. Photos could be taken with a bucolic southern background. Favors would be a vintage bottle of root beer and a bottle opener. Overall, it is a great theme for one of the most unforgettable memories as a senior.
Hello, my fellow classmates, or should I say, my fellow graduates. When I was asked to write a speech for the class this size, I struggled to come up with an idea that we all can relate to. Sure, we can talk about the EPOD clog, cookie corner, or how we all wish Wawa and Chipotle was served in the cafeteria. But then I realized our journey through school was not as much about the drama and the food, but rather the experiences we've had. 13 years of education has led up to this moment. 13 years of learning. Education has taught us how to solve for X, define terms, and understand how to take tests. However, somewhere in between these 45-minute intervals of teaching, there's been a different type of progress. Somehow, we've learned more than just to earn a grade. We learned to define ourselves, understand each other, and realize that not every answer is in the back of a textbook. Whether or not we took ceramics or really retained geometry, we have been shaped. We are hexagons and hourglasses and unsymmetrical beings, but we are here, and we have made it in these fitting forms, guided by support and love from our teachers and administration, and especially from our parents and guardians, to arrive here today as unfinished works of art. We have our foundation, we know the technique, but there's no mold set for any of us, and maybe somewhere in the back of that skinny locker you had and used only once, or the cracks in the sidewalk leading towards the buses, we've picked up bits and pieces of the rudimentary elements of the final mold we want to leave behind to help shape the future. And on that note, don't forget to vote Josh Bauer for president and Casey Kasser for vice president.
Class of 2015. Ever since we were little, we were asked what we wanted to be when we grew up. Some of us wanted to be football players or astronauts or a ballerina or even a golfer. Whatever it was, today marks the time that we have grown up. For the last 3 years, we've been stuck in the EPOD clog, but we were determined to succeed and graduate from high school. Besides A's and B's, we've risen to become state champions, academic leaders, and amazing singers that sing throughout the school. We have control of our fate and have a clear path in front of us of how the rest of our lives will become. We chose to push past all of the struggles that we've had in high school, and I think that tonight is a night that we can remember for the rest of our lives as a day of determination and success. Tonight you have grown into graduates of North Penn High School. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Coco Chanel once said, in order to be irreplaceable, one must be different. So in speaking to the class of 2015, I urge you to be different. I try to be different in the way I act, the way I see myself in the future, and obviously the way I dress. Don't just follow the less beaten path. Make your own path. Even if it's filled with poison ivy and thorns, find a way through it. Benjamin Franklin said, you will find the key to success lies under the alarm clock. Who knew that there were alarm clocks back then? The point is that you will have to fight through adversity to find a silver lining. For example, when my father was in a car accident and he was paralyzed from the chest down for life, I made the best of a bad situation, and I took his wheelchair out for a joyride.
Hi, I'm Jackie Barrett, and I'm hoping to run for the Vice President of the Class of 2015. I've been involved with student government for many years, and I think I know what our class needs. My main goal will be to unify the class and make sure everyone has a voice. With a school this big, it can feel like we're separated from one another, but we all have one unifying factor. We are the Class of 2015. If you vote for me, Jackie Barrett, I promise I will make the Class of 2015 one unified force.
Hey juniors, my name is Casey Kasser, and I'm running to be our senior class vice president. I've been in student government since 5th grade, and I've loved every minute of it. This year, with some help, I created both the winter ball and junior prom tickets, as well as helped plan other class cabinet events. This is going to be our last year here at North Penn, and if elected, I promise to make it a year we will never forget.
Good afternoon, juniors. My name is Connie Lee, and I will be honored to be re-elected as your vice president for our final year at North Penn. For the past 2 years, I've been given the opportunity to work with class cabinet as your treasurer and vice president. These 2 years of experience have greatly impacted my decision to run again. This past school year, I was in charge of planning and executing the junior prom, along with my fellow cabinet members. I contributed my time and energy in order to plan an amazing night for the class, and I enjoyed the entire process, from picking out the theme to buying the decorations and even making posters for everyone to see. I hope you can agree that prom was very successful, and I hope to make the Disney trip, senior prom, reflections, and class night all memorable as well. Also, it is the vice president's job to increase class participation for events and organize reunions after graduation, and I'm more than willing to stay committed to do so. I would love to continue being an officer for our class, so for VP, vote Connie Lee. Thank you.
Hey, class of 2015. My name is Stephanie Pogus, and I am running to be your vice president for the 2014-2015 school year. I feel that I am a fit candidate to be your vice president because not only have I participated in the class cabinet here at North Penn, but I have also been a part of the student council at Penfield Middle School. This year, I have contributed both to the junior prom and to the winter ball by helping to make decorations. I have taken art classes ever since I was young and will be in the AP art class next year. I feel that this artistic ability contributes both to my creative thinking and creative problem solving. Please vote me, Stephanie, to be your VP next year, and my running mate, Jen Iacovelli, to be your secretary. Thank you.
My introduction of this act would be, now I wouldn't recommend setting the world on fire, but tonight we are young. So class of 2015, please help me welcome Mary Smith singing We Are Young by Fun, dedicated to all of you.
So let's set the world on fire and we can burn brighter. Oh, hey guys, probably don't want to hear me sing this song anymore. So here's Mary Smith singing We Are Young by Fun, whom she is dedicating the song to all of her classmates because tonight we are young and together we can burn brighter than the sun.
Okay, so tonight is all about reflecting on our time together so far. At this point of us, most of us are 17 or 18 years old. If you're starting to feel a little old, you should know that you still have an entire lifetime ahead of you after graduation, because we are indeed still young. Next up, we have Mary Smith singing Fun's We Are Young. This one's for you, class of 2015.
As an example for how I would MC for the act for Reflections Night, this would probably be what I would say. Class of 2015, for this next act, I would like you to think back to your elementary school years when you were a kid just playing on the playground, tag with your friends, or listening to Justin Timberlake and Kelly Clarkson on your CD player. Back then, we were so little, but tonight, we are young. This next performance will be Mary Smith singing We Are Young by Fun, dedicated to all of her classmates.
When I first got this question, my instinct was to go straight to my classmates. From going to them, 3 main categories of songs came up: a party song, a love song, and a song with meaningful lyrics. From those 3 categories, I decided to pick a song with meaningful lyrics, and I chose the song Let It Be by the Beatles. I chose this song because it has a calming melody and a great message for us soon-to-be seniors. The message basically is, wherever you go, whoever you're with, or whoever you're missing, just take a breath, take a step back, and realize that it'll all be okay, and just let it be.
So it's really hard to pick the last song for senior prom since it's a whole year away, and we don't know what new songs will be out by then. And besides, it shouldn't be up to one person to decide. This is our senior prom, and every senior should have a say. But since I have to answer the question, I would choose Happy by Pharrell Williams, because let's face it, who's not happy when they hear this song? So please vote Joshua Bauer for president and Casey Castor for vice. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you.
I would choose a song that's classic, like Don't Stop Believing. Also, I'll take suggestions from other people outside of class in order to choose a song that best fits our senior prom. Thank you.
I personally feel that the last song at senior prom should be a fun song that's upbeat and that everyone knows the lyrics to and can dance to. Not just a slow song, but a song that you can dance to with both your date and your friends. So I would probably pick a song like Come On Eileen because it's a song that most people know and really enjoy.
Hey, class of 2015, I'm Janine Heinrich, and I'm running for your senior year secretary. I did previously hold this position, and I absolutely loved my job. As secretary, my job for next year is to make sure all of our events run smoothly. I completely understand the workload and how time-consuming it can be, and let's be honest, I definitely have enough time to dedicate to the job. I have a bunch of great ideas and look forward to putting together our mini class events. So vote for me, Janine Heinrich, for your class of 2015 secretary.
Hello, class of 2015. I'm Ryan Prater, and I'm running for secretary. I've been in class cabinet for the past 2 years, and I believe I would be a great choice for your secretary. Well, don't be a hater. Vote for Prater. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Scholl, and I'm running for the class of 2015 secretary. I'm currently in class cab, and I worked on events such as Winter Ball and Junior Prom. I have a multitude of background knowledge on procedures, and I know exactly what it takes to be secretary. I have new and various ideas to make our senior year worthwhile, so vote me, Kevin Scholl, for your 2014-2015 class cab secretary.
Yo, class of 2015, the name's Jen Yock, and my dope rhymes will put you in shock. Vote for me as secretary or you a fool. I guarantee I can make our senior year rule. I'm dedicated, organized, and clearly not shy. These verses I'm spitting are making my running mates cry. I'll get your opinions and talk to you. I really want to try and do something new. Please listen to me as I spit this hot fire. I know what all you guys desire. For Powder Puff, I swear no bluff, we'll get the sickest teas in town. The other classes will just look like clowns. We would have no choice but to knock them down. Our class night would be so great, like, dude, imagine if I could get them to serve food. I'm gonna make senior year a good time, as you could tell by me rapping this rhyme. You know who to vote for already. The name's Jen Angela Iacovelli.
Obviously, food is great, and so are free things. Let's be honest, food plus free things makes everything so much better. That's why I think if we have a Chipotle or Chick-fil-A fundraiser, we can use the funds from that event to pay for our class night food. And I also understand that it can be hard for some families to pay the cost to attend. So therefore, it's our class night. Every person should be able to attend and not have to worry about the price.
I would make class night $7 with food for multiple reasons. One being that what kind of event is without food? Get kind of boring. And plus, every graduation party has food, so why not have food here?
Senior year is filled with many events such as Disney Trip, Senior Prom, and Senior Week. Many of you would not want to pay for class night because you are saving up money for these events. My idea is that we could get food donated to us from restaurants around us, and we could also buy food from the remaining money we have left in the class cab budget. I hope in making this class night free that you would all want to come, and I hope that you would all want to hang out with your friends before we graduate. Thank you.
I would choose to serve food because I love food, and I think that most people would agree that they do too. I would like to look into it being catered by a popular local restaurant that could be decided by the class. I want to be able to set up a poll to have the class vote in order to choose what type of food they would like as a way of making sure that everybody's voice is heard. Another option that I would consider is to distribute tickets to get food, so if some people don't want food, they can choose not to buy the ticket and go to class night for free. This way, we can have the best of both worlds so that everyone is satisfied.
I know in previous years you guys have hated the designs that we've picked for Powder Puff, and I don't want to be the only person to decide on our Powder Puff designs. Therefore, during your ninth period, I'm going to take voting slips out to your classes and let you guys decide on whatever t-shirts you'd like. Whatever the majority is, wins. Thank you.
I would choose tie-dye shirts for our Powder Puff shirts because tie-dye can go with almost anything, and it appeals to a lot of people.
It's our senior year, so we need to go out with a bang. It shouldn't be up to one person to make the color and designs. So, but if I had to choose, the color and designs I would choose would be neon blue and black with a camouflage design. Camouflage design has been very popular over the past few years, and I believe it will make us have the will to win. Neon blue and black will make us stand out from the sophomores and juniors. I hope the colors and designs that I have chosen will make more people want to join the event and will buy the t-shirts. Thank you.
I think that we should have bright rainbow tie-dye t-shirts because I want to be original and also crazy because it's our senior year, so we have to go all out. Powder Puff is a fun event, and our shirt should reflect that. Plus, it'll be really hard to lose if we're the best dress in the field, right? All jokes aside, a bright shirt would be unique enough that everyone would want to wear it more than once.
Hi there, class of 2015. I'm Michaela Cubitt, and I would love to be your treasurer. Being treasurer this past year has given me a great deal of experience with handling your money responsibly, and I have had a lovely time doing my job. I could say things like, I love math and I'm really good at it, but what I think is more important is having a deep commitment to cabinet and our class. I think that it's wonderful how diverse our school is, and I will continue to listen to all students' ideas and opinions because we are all one united class. All of our ideas and opinions matter. I value your opinions and hope to get your input into what kind of events you might want to see next year. I really think that I'm a very good candidate for this job because I have experience and I really love our class. So let's work together to make our senior year an unforgettable one. Thank you, and please vote Michaela Cubitt for treasurer.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen Perry and I'm running for treasurer for the class of 2015. I joined cabinet this past year and I helped with two major events, Winter Ball and Junior Prom. I wanted to contribute to help make a really great night for everybody. I also believe that I would be a great treasurer because I've become very familiar with the roles within cabinet. I'm a hard worker and I want to make a great senior year for everybody. So vote me, Jen Perry, for treasurer of class of 2015.
I believe that senior prom is an event that students remember for the rest of their lives. It's a time to celebrate all that we've done over the year and spend a great night out with our friends in class. This type of event is so special that the kind of food I think should be served would lean more towards the fancier side because of the special occasion. Now don't get me wrong, I love chicken fingers and mac and cheese as much as is humanly possible. I would only suggest that we upgrade the food to something maybe like chicken parmesan, because I hear that's popular. That way it feels more special for the occasion. However, I know that my opinions can differ greatly from everyone else's, so what I would want to do is to have a poll next year in which students would vote for whether or not they wanted simple or fancy food. This would hopefully satisfy the majority while giving everyone a voice in our government and our decisions that we make.
I believe senior prom is a really nice occasion, and I think that fancier food would fit this occasion well. I also heard that this year a lot of people like the ice cream bar, so that something like that could definitely be something that we incorporate this year. I also believe that this is a night for the seniors, so polling seniors and finding out what they want would be a great idea. Making this a memorable and unforgettable night would be what I want to do, so asking them would be my first option.
Given this option of extending the Disney trip or keeping it shorter, I would be inclined to keep it shorter and $100 cheaper. I think that maximizing our time spent at Disney would make it even more fun, but I would like to see the greatest number of people attend the trip as could attend it. I would like to see that a lot of people go and it would be affordable for everyone. So I say this with the idea that if the trip is at a lower cost, more people will be able to go. Regardless of whether the trip is 3 or 4 days, the time will fly. So as long as we have a great time while we are there, making memories with our friends in class, one day should not matter that much. In this case, I think that the quality of the time spent is better than the quantity of time. Thank you.
I think that adding on one extra night to make it a 4-night trip with a $100 increase would be the better option. It is definitely an economic investment of sorts because Disney is expensive and this is a great deal for an extra night. Also, a lot of seniors in the past have said that Disney is a little bit hectic because it's really time consuming and you have to fit all of your events into 3 nights. So adding on an extra night would allow for extra time to do fun activities. Also, life is about creating memories, and if you go to Disney for an extra night, you can create unforgettable memories with all of your friends that you won't forget for the rest of your life. So vote me, Jen Perry, for treasurer, class of 2015.